Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for another third-party unboxing and review. Now today we're going to be taking a look at none other than Phoenix Lady herself, based off her appearance in X-Men Dark Phoenix. Now of course, we all know who this is supposed to be. This is Jean Grey. Now I have been really excited and looking forward to this figure. Say what you will about the movie, the figures, especially the ones released so far by Toys Era, have been fantastic. So I've got my fingers and toes crossed that this SooSoo Toys figure is as good as all of their other releases. You all know I absolutely love all of the work, love and attention to detail that SooSoo Toys put into their figures. Now if you do want to pick up your very own Phoenix, she is in stock right now with toyswonderland.com, and the link for that is down in the description below. They've got payment plans, they've got referral programs, and of course rewards programs as well. You can also pick up this figure from TNS Figures. The link as well will be down in the description below. And while you're down there, why not hit that subscribe and bell notification icon so you're notified as soon as brand new hot toys or third-party content goes live on the channel. Either way, what we're going to do now is get the box laying flat in the light box and do the unboxing. And here we have the box art for, of course, Phoenix herself. Now, as you can see on the front of the box, she is depicted wearing her X-Men style outfit from the film. Luckily, this figure, just like all the Toys Era figures, does come with the secondary outfit, and I do hope that this one's going to be a little bit easier to switch on to the figure itself. But as you can see, Phoenix Lady down the side with the burning X logo, and of course, Phoenix up the top there. Now, let's get this figure out here, because I have been incredibly excited. I've been growing my X-Men collection, and this figure, I think, is going to make a really nice addition. Again, another really nice picture of Jean Grey on the inside of the box. I actually really do like all of the artwork that SooSoo Toys uses. Stuff like this, it is really tempting to display behind the figures. But either way, let's get her out here, because as I said, I have been super excited. So first off, it looks like we do have the secondary outfit. The material looks very different to what we got with Toys Era. I can't wait to take a closer look at this when we look at the accessories. Now, she does come with a little warning piece. This is just to say that the ankles only bend in one direction. If you want to have them pivot to the side, rotate the joint and then they will swivel side to side. So just be very careful with your personal figure when you do get yours in hand. Now let's take a look, as I said, at the figure herself. Here she is wearing her very X-Men 3 style outfit. Of course, this is a completely different version of Jean Grey, but this red trench coat is definitely giving me a throwback to X-Men 3. But as you can see, the figure looks pretty darn decent, but we'll take a look at her in just a second. Let's take a look at all the bits and pieces in the tray. You can see she comes with a bunch of hands, a couple of accessories, and of course her display base. Either way, what we're going to do now is get all of the accessories laid out in the light box and take a closer look at everything she comes with. And here we have all of Phoenix's accessories. Now, as you can see, she comes with a fairly decent amount of stuff. There is, however, one really big, really awesome key accessory that I couldn't fit in shot, so stay tuned to the very next clip to see what I'm talking about. But let's take a look at the display base first. Now, as you can see, this is a very on-brand style display base for SooSoo Toys. It's pretty much a nice uniform look to all of their other display bases. That's what I really like about SooSoo Toys. They take pride in their work. They include these display bases. They all match and they all look absolutely awesome. This will complement the Psylocke figure very, very nicely. And I do like the fiery red. It looks totally awesome. So that's a really good thing, them including a display base. Now, in terms of the secondary outfit, this, for once, will be able to be used with the figure. It looks like it swaps out very easily. Straight zipper down the front, and of course, the pants just slip on. And the best part about this uniform is the material choice. Number one, it looks very accurate to the movie, but also, it's pure fabric, so you can pose the heck out of this figure and not have to worry about creasing, because as I said, it's fabric, there's no rubber or anything like that on here, unlike the Toys Era figures. So I really do appreciate this style of X-Men outfit. Now, of course, to complement the secondary outfit, she does come with an interchangeable pair of boots, which are really nicely sculpted and painted. The other good thing about SooSoo Toys is they do their research. They won't make a figure unless they have every single detail of the outfit, including the boots themselves. They are painted nicely with a really nice weathering pass over the top there, and they are a split cut boot design, so you will get optimal ankle articulation. Now, of course, in terms of the hands, she does come with a fair few. Here is one of them. It's painted and detailed rather nicely. This is her sort of power using hand. As I said, it's done pretty well. And then the final piece she does come with is this little necklace. I don't really remember it from the film. I've only seen it once. I don't really want to watch it again. It was good. I didn't really love it, and I didn't really hate it. But again, this piece I don't really remember from it, but she does, of course, come with it. Either way, what we're gonna do now is get the one final awesome accessory out here and take a closer look. And here we have the final accessory that comes with the SooSoo Toys Phoenix figure, and let me just say, this thing is darn awesome. It's huge. You can see the display base in front of it. That's why I've included it there, just to show you a scale comparison. And I do like the fact that the bird is slightly offset to the side, so the figure doesn't cover it up when she's standing in front. I also like that it's made out of a translucent style resin, so as soon as you have a bit of light hitting it, it glows so very nicely. It looks like a proper bird on fire. Now, it is so big that it comes in a separate box to the figure itself, and you do have to piece it together. That's why probably the shipping costs a little bit more, but trust me, for this Phoenix statue, it is absolutely worth it. This, in my opinion, is one of the coolest accessories that I've ever seen from a third-party company. And here we have the SooSoo Toys Dark Phoenix figure standing straight up and down in the light box, no crazy posing or accessories or anything like that, and I have to say, this figure looks pretty darn good. I don't know why there are so many complaints about it. Now, yes, we will touch on the head sculpt and the fact that it has sculpted hair in just a second, but standing there, does this not look like Phoenix from the movie? It pretty much captures the look of Jean Grey. When I close my eyes and I think about what she looked like in the movie, it pretty much looks exactly like what I'd imagine, and that works perfectly fine for me, at least in my display. Now, the head sculpt, which we'll see in just a second, looks a little bit evil, and you'll see what I mean when we zoom in, but it has a couple of veins here and there. It looks like her in full-on evil mode. They could have included a secondary head sculpt that potentially had her looking a little bit nicer, more like Jean Grey rather than Phoenix, to pair with the X-Men outfit, but maybe that leaves room for a future X-Men release of Jean Grey herself, not branded as Phoenix Lady, but who knows what the future holds. We'll have to wait and see. Either way, what we're going to do now is get the Phoenix off the rotating turntable, punch in, and take a closer look at the details. And here we have the Phoenix figure herself up close and personal, and let's take a look at that head sculpt. Now, as you can see, it does have that evil sort of look about it with all the vein work, and it looks pretty darn good. Don't get me wrong, it looks like an evil version of Phoenix. Is the likeness 100% spot on? No, I really don't think it is. There definitely could have been some improvement. I think the jaw is potentially a little bit too wide, but for me, this works perfectly fine as a Phoenix figure. I actually do really like the attention to detail of including some real metal earrings that can move. That's a really nice touch. Now, in terms of the hair itself, it is a sculpted hair. I do personally prefer sculpted hair. It does limit the articulation just a little bit, but the drape and sculpt is really nice. It's also painted rather well. You can unfortunately see the seam of the hair, but for me, this works perfectly fine. If you really want to, you can reach out to customizers and get them to put rooted hair on there. I don't think it's worth it. I think this looks perfectly fine. Now, in terms of the jacket itself, it's a really nice red pleather style jacket. It doesn't feel like it's going to degrade over time, but then again, who knows? It is a pleather style piece, so that may happen. Just be careful when you are posing it, or if you do want to put her in crazy poses, switch out the outfit. Go for the X-Men one. That's fabric. That is not going to crease and damage over time. There isn't, unfortunately, a wire in the jacket. That would have been a really nice touch to have it billowing in the wind behind her as she goes full beast mode in her Phoenix attire. However, they didn't include it, and I'm totally fine with that. Now, she is wearing just a red shirt on the inside there. All of this, of course, will hopefully in this video, if I find it possible, be switched out with the X-Men look, so stay tuned to the end of the video for that. For those of you who don't know, for a while now, I've been including 3 reference poses at the end of my videos, so definitely stay tuned right to the end to get a glimpse at those. Panning the camera down to give you a closer look at the rest of the outfit, there really isn't a hell of a lot to talk about here. It's just a pair of blue jeans and, of course, some boots. Now, I really do like the weathering on the boots. It's a really nice touch, and of course, it matches the other boots that come with the X-Men look. I don't know if it's supposed to or not, but I really do like the way they've done that. It just brings the overall look to life. If these were completely clean, they would look a little bit more like Barbie-style shoes. But again, touching on the jacket, there is no wire along the bottom, unfortunately. It would have been a really nice touch for them to do that. Maybe that's something you can do. Thread a wire around there. Send me some pictures if you actually do end up doing that. That would be a really awesome idea to get this figure to look a little bit more dynamic. Now, for a quick side-by-side comparison to another X-Men Dark Phoenix figure, here is the Cyclops Tech by Toys-Era. I tell you what, those third-party names really don't get any better, do they? But standing together, I think they look really good. I don't think that the Cyclops was really meant to go with this figure. Of course, it's made by a different company, but it works perfectly fine, at least for my display, before SooSoo Toys puts out a Cyclops figure, if they are indeed planning to do that. But for now, as I said, for me personally, this is going to work perfectly fine. Cyclops is a little bit taller. Is he too tall? You'll have to let me know down in the comments below, but I think this looks pretty darn good. Now, just quickly going over articulation on Phoenix, I am by no means going to push this figure to its absolute limits. When you get yours in hand, I'm sure you can push the joints a little bit further than I'm willing to go. Either way, starting off with the head sculpt itself, again, because it does have the sculpted plastic hair, it's a little bit hindered, especially looking up, but there is a joint at the lower part of the neck that does allow a pretty decent range of motion, and she does have that joint, of course, at the upper part of the neck as well, so you definitely get some pivot and rotation side to side. But yes, there is a little bit of hindrance from the hair itself. Now, in terms of the arms, because she is wearing this leather style jacket, you do get a little bit of a limitation, but again, when you switch out the outfit, I'm sure it'll be a little bit more forgiving. So you get forward to about there, you get a really nice double bend joint at the actual elbow, a swivel at the bicep, and of course a 1/6 scale style joint at the hand itself. Now, in terms of the torso, you do have a mid-torso joint, and you also do have a lower torso joint, so those combined give you a pretty decent crunch forward and back, which I really do appreciate, and of course some swivel as well. Now, in terms of the legs, they go forward to about there. The jeans, I think, will be a little bit more restrictive than the secondary outfit, so again, switch it out if you want some more range of motion. They go out to about there, a really decent double bend at the actual knee itself, swivel at the upper thigh, and of course a traditional 1/6 scale joint at the ankle. Just wrapping up on the SooSoo Toys Dark Phoenix Jean Grey figure, I am pretty impressed with this release. Now, is this their strongest release to date? No, I really don't think so. I still think Katana takes that prize as potentially being SooSoo Toys' best figure that they've ever made, but this is a still really strong release. Number one, let's talk about that bird. You can't not look how awesome it is. It's huge, it's a clear translucent style resin that glows super nicely, and of course, it represents her power. What better way to show off an X-Men style figure than having this huge flame bird behind her? It is totally awesome. Now, the figure herself isn't without her flaws. I think the head sculpt is potentially a little bit off, but for me personally, I was already going to pick up the figure. I'm collecting the Dark Phoenix line in 1/6 scale, and this figure complements the other ones, especially the ones made by Toys Era, perfectly. So if you are collecting the X-Men, and I'm sure a bunch of you out there are, then this is definitely one you're going to want to pick up. And of course, there are benefits, like the fact that you get that secondary outfit that, number one, isn't made of rubber, so it's not going to destroy itself over time, but also can actually swap onto the figure, which is a huge bonus coming from those Toys Era releases. So that is definitely one huge reason to pick up this release. Now, she is in stock right now with toyswonderland.com and TNS Figures as well. Links are down in the description below. Also, check out the link to 6 Scale Network, the brand new awesome Facebook group. Come along, chat figures, and see what's coming up next on the channel. Also, check out Justin and Steph for behind the scenes content and a hell of a lot more good stuff. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video.